The year is 1916. The Western Front. A nightmarish landscape of mud, barbed wire, and incessant shelling where millions are locked in a brutal war of attrition. Among them, a figure both instantly recognizable and deliberately kept from the deadliest perils. Edward, Prince of Wales, heir to the British throne, the future King Edward VIII. He was there, in uniform, serving as a staff officer with the Grenadier Guards. His presence was intended as a symbol of royal commitment, a morale boost for the troops. But for the young, adventurous prince, this carefully managed rear echelon existence was a source of profound frustration. He saw his contemporaries, his friends, enduring the unimaginable horrors of trench warfare, facing death daily. And he, the future king, was largely confined to safer zones, his movements restricted, his every action monitored. Orders from the highest levels, from his father, King George V, and from Lord Kitchener, the Secretary of State for War, were explicit. The Prince of Wales was not to be exposed to undue danger. The risk of the heir to the throne being killed or captured was unthinkable, a potential catastrophe for national morale in the line of succession. But Prince Edward, known to his family as David, was possessed of a restless spirit, a disdain for protocol when it clashed with his own desires, and a genuine, if perhaps naive, yearning to share the common soldier's experience. He chafed under the restrictions. He felt the perceived slight of being shielded while others fought and died. And so he began to engage in a clandestine campaign of his own, a series of secret, unauthorized visits to the front lines. Imagine the scene. The prince perhaps slipping away from his official duties, finding a sympathetic junior officer or a compliant driver. Under the cover of darkness or during a lull in the fighting, he would make his way against direct orders to the forward trenches, to observation posts perilously close to enemy lines. He wanted to see for himself, to experience the reality of the war his future subjects were enduring. The suspense here is palpable. Each illicit journey was a gamble. Discovery by his superiors would mean a severe reprimand, a tightening of his leash. But far worse was the ever-present physical danger. A stray shell, a sniper's bullet, the front lines were indiscriminate. The heir to the throne, venturing into these zones of maximum peril, was risking not just his own life, but a dynastic crisis. What drove him? His sense of duty? A youthful recklessness? A genuine desire to connect with the fighting men, to understand their plight? Perhaps all of these. Accounts from those who encountered him on these secret jaunts speak of his charm, his easy manner with the soldiers, his genuine interest in their welfare. He would share cigarettes, chat about home, ask about conditions. For the Tommies in the trenches, a surprise visit from the Prince of Wales, right there in the mud and danger beside them, must have been an astonishing, surreal experience, a potent, if fleeting, boost to their morale. But for his commanding officers and for the high command back in London, these excursions were a source of constant anxiety. Efforts were made to curtail his movements, to assign him minders. Yet with his charisma and royal status, he often found ways to circumvent the rules. He was, after all, the Prince of Wales. Outright refusal was difficult. There's a famous anecdote where Lord Kitchener supposedly told him that his death would be less of a concern than his capture by the enemy. The prince reportedly quipped that he would ensure he was never taken alive. This bravado, whether apocryphal or not, captures something of his youthful determination to be near the action. These secret visits were not acts of strategic importance. They did not change the course of battles.